And good morning and welcome back as we track weather with several severe thunderstorm warnings that have been issued. Newton County, Scott County has just went out. We do have Jasper County. We actually have two different severe thunderstorm warnings in Jasper County, Lauderdale County, Clarke County, and Wayne County. It's a bunch of them. Let's pull up radar now and let you see what we're seeing here as it comes across. We are getting reports of trees down all through this area here as it passed through Scott County, heading into Newton County. So we do expect that Newton will also have some tree damage before long as all of this starts to be reported and coming in. The last report looks like a lot of wind blew. Jasper now in North Clarke County passing along any damage reports as the National Weather Service goes after this to find out what all we do have this morning that has had damage here. Let's see. I'm seeing if I see any more. Considerable wind, 70 miles an hour, radar indicated for Clarke County is what they're, again, it's radar indicated. So if you're in Clarke County, as we look at this coming across here, this is going to be a lot of wind involved with this as we look at what it's been doing in the past and what the National Weather Service is putting out with this. All right, let's dig a little closer in this. We'll start here and work our way down, as you can see, the eastern side of Neshoba County, light shower activity. We do have a little bit there in southern Kemper County, that southeastern corner of Kemper County. As we move here into Newton County, the severe thunderstorm warning has expired for Newton County as it's moved across. Still raining heavy at Hickory at this point. A lot of lightning strikes as it makes its way. Let's turn on locations now where you'll see everything that is occurring right here. There at Hickory, some of the worst that we still have in Newton County. As it moves into Lauderdale County now, it's going to be the southern portion. This will pick up somewhere just south of the Evangel Temple, right around Gregg's, the Dollar General, and we'll cut across Valley Road back over, taking in this area here at Goodwater. It'll be just below the Volunteer Fire Department there at Meehan, headed toward Clarke County. As you can see, this is what's moving off, and it looks as though the worst of this storm is going to be heavier for Clarke County as we look at these two different cells. We got southern here that is getting ready to come across Lake Edens. Y'all be ready. This is just west of Paulding, some of the worst down here in the southern portion. Now, Clarke County, as we get this update, look at this line that we're following here on I-59. If you travel 59 to Church, into Meridian, or maybe up to Enterprise and you travel the interstate, be careful. Raining cats and dogs. I've used that term once this morning. We also will see here as we get up here into Lauderdale County, and let's be very clear about what we got here. This is going to be Dunn's Fall. This is over at Stuckey's Bridge. This area right here that leads up to Meehan Savoy Road. The worst that we've got in Lauderdale County right now. As you'll see, this will pass across here, and this area should fall just shy of this, taken in the Clarkdale community somewhere in between there. And let's see what just happened there. Yeah. That was weird. All right, let's go back and see what that was about. I have no idea what went on with that. All right, here's radar once again so we can see. Turn back on our locations. That'll happen every once in a while. Dunn's Falls getting lots of rain as we update this and get the latest in radar. And as I was pointing out this area here, raining very hard at Meridian Airport. The further south that you go on Highway 11 is going to get worse. As we look at this south, there at Plant Sweat, as you're on Valley Road, heavy rain. Lighter activity around MCC, just shy of reaching Walmart there. It does come across North Hill Street if you go across here. Come up here, the Carousel getting wet this morning. Moderate showers out Lamar School, Marion area. And you get over here, the Girl Scouts is the line that we've got on this as this thunderstorm warning goes from there all the way over, taking in Why Not Motorsports Park. But right there at Dunn's Fall, that's pretty serious. Now, storms rolled through Enterprise this morning. I know we're getting a lot of power outages, and we're going to check those in just a second to see just how bad they are and what's going on in that area. We do have a storm here that's going to be just to the northeast of Stonewall that we want to put out that's going to be affecting Madden. It's going to be Middleton, on that Sykes area, Pine Ridge, and then on into Civil. That's on the way there. We do have some pretty strong thunderstorms just to the west of Long's Fish Camp. You'll see that. Lots of lightning coming in by the Dollar General. And as the intensity of that just increased, That's a double header as it comes across here, and it'll be just right there at Clarke State Park. So if you're watching us at Clarke, be ready. If you're in a camper especially there, it's going to rock, so to speak. Now, what we're showing now, the northern portion of this severe thunderstorm warning for Jasper County has expired because the worst of it, the leading edge, is now into Clarke County. But we do have this area that we're still watching down here in the southeast corner of Jasper County. Again, here's Lake Edens. This is going to be right over at the courthouse there, Paulding, and due south of the lake. This is going to be making its way toward Clarke County, Jay's Taxidermy. Y'all be ready. Even over at the landfill and then on into Carmichael and those areas there, you can expect it to be at Barnett in roughly 7 minutes from now. Nancy, 12 minutes. And DeSoto, which is south of Quitman, in about 22 minutes is what we're looking at. Is it'll go right through that area there. Now, it doesn't, we got teeny weeny. This takes in this portion here, and we'll just show you here. That's until 11:45, this portion here that takes in the southern part of Clarke County. This area here will go until 11:30, if I'm not mistaken, 11:15. So this one will probably go quicker than you think. All right, let's go back up here. Let me make sure I don't got anything else from the National Weather Service here. Nothing new from National Weather Service. Rain as it comes into Lauderdale. As you'll see, if you're getting ready to get out of the car, they're most likely already at church, or if you're running just right on time as you're getting ready to go into the Evangel Temple, it's going to be a wet one there for you, all of that area. Everything south of I-20 is where this is kind of hovering. If you'll notice, it's not very far in between here, but this worst of this weather is going to go south of this area here below the Dollar General, in between there and Clarkdale, right there at the high school. Watching it closely as we do this. Again, this area back over here at Dunn's Fall, pretty heavy too. Let's hit a refresh here. Do a hard reboot on this as information. We'll make sure it's the latest and greatest accurate information that we've got. If you'll notice there, heavy rain there now. And this is moving east of Dunn's Fall. We're seeing a lot of this now on Highway 11 as you come in here. And this is going to be Arundel Road, Meehan Savoy Road right there. Dirt road there coming across. And then as we get up in this area, this is going to be Arundel Road that takes you across here to Valley Road. Areas of concern this afternoon as we look at this. And this is, as I mentioned, going to be making its way here to Clarkdale area, the Superette, the drugstore, and the high school, that area there. And it's just moments out from getting there. This area here, Highway 145, the junction coming up the hill past the Evangel Temple, right there. Now, right there is where the line is at the junction of 45. And then due south to the county line, and our friends over in Long Creek, you're going to get wetter than it is now. And this is not over. We're going to have more rounds of this stuff today. So several rounds as this comes about. Paul says very, very serious weather as it rolled through the Garlandville area there. And that would be back over in Jasper County. Pretty strong. Lost power between Stonewall and Enterprise. I've gotten several reports of the Rose Hill area being without power. Charlie, how are you today? Beth Vick joining us there. Thank you. Kendall, over toward Pachuta. All right, we've got a wreck. Austin tells us a wreck on Highway 45 near the Marion exit. Orange Jeep is in the medium there. Tree down on Highway 11. Kendall, if you could tell us exactly where that is on Highway 11 so we could get a little bit more accurate where it is on Highway 11, but we do know there is a tree somewhere on Highway 11. Stonewall had strong winds, flickered everything. Richard, how are you? Power flickering there, Susie says. Well, in Maryland, thank you. Happy Father's Day and everybody out there. Paler said she had a transformer blow in her yard. Pop, it'll do that there. All right. Downtown Lauderdale is without power now, the DG, and also at the CEFCO. Now, let's just go here and let's get an updated version here of what's going on. Let's update this. We're up to 2,200 people as we look at this on EMEPA without power now. A bunch here in Clarke County. See as this comes across here? This is what's happening. Stonewall area, north of Pachuta, around Enterprise. Chunk of folks without power, 400, and then nearly 500 just east of Stonewall as you'll look at that. Around 55, 56 people in this area here, and that's going to be southwest of southwest of Middleton. That's where that is located as you move back up in here. We got one without power there in Wyandotte. A few folks out in the Bailey area without power, and then just humongous area here from the western side of Kemper County into Winston County. Tons of power out there as we look at that. As we look at the entire state, let's look at this and get a refreshed version of what we're looking at. Mississippi now at around 59,000 as we bring this up, and this will include Newton County, about 534. Lauderdale has 289 without power. Some of those need to be reported in. Clarke County, 226. And we go back over here in Jasper, right around 900 people, 1,100 in Smith County. As you look at that, Scott County, about nearly 2,000 people as those storms raced across there. And as you keep looking at this, Southern Pine here, lots of people without power at Southern Pine. As you go to Mississippi Power, they're showing right under 500. And then as we go to Central Electric, we've got a lot of people here as well without power. As we get up Choctaw, Mississippi, 65, Kosciuszko, Carthage. Look at that, nearly 200 people there. And in between Newton and Forest there, we've got 110 people, we'll call it, there without power in that area. So power outages are rampant this morning as we begin this day tracking the weather for you. Let's go back over to radar and let you see this once again. Let's see here. Reports of a tree down Fellowship Community. County Road 24 and County Road 2426 on Highway 513 in the Fellowship Community. Tree down in there. Let's see. Thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located near Sykes or near Quitman, moving southeast at 50 miles an hour. We do have something new that has been issued here. Tornado warning for Clarke County. Heads up, take cover now in Clarke County. Here's what we know and where we are in Clarke County. This is that storm that has slowly been coming across, and this is the first that we've had over the last 48 hours for this area. Again, if you're in eastern Clarke County, take cover now from the city limits of Quitman down to DeSoto, all the way to the county line. This does include Carmichael, this area here around Shady Grove. If you're out in Manassas, out in the Shiloh area, shelter now. This picks up if you're in a camper at Clarko. You need to seek shelter immediately. This is all right around in this area as we show that we've got a leading edge storm that is headed towards Sykes within 7 minutes. We'll be at Pine Ridge within 15 minutes. Hinton in 17. Land in 26. And Lisbon, Alabama within half an hour. As this comes across here toward Highway 18, seek that shelter now. This entire box here. It's a heck of a way to wake up this morning in Clarke County as we watch this thing build and build. And as it's gotten here, it's gotten nastier. Still a severe thunderstorm warning for Lauderdale. We do have portions of Jasper still under a severe thunderstorm warning, and this tornado warning now will roll until 11:15. It's going to go out. We have roughly 17 minutes remaining on that. Now, if you're in that area and you're hearing something, as we had heard somebody mention just a moment ago that was in the Jasper County area, as this thing rolled over, they mentioned that it sounded like it had tornadic activity. They had not issued one at that point in time, but we do have one now that is making it there. Jim tells us in Cicalina, Meehan Road, they do have a lot of lightning and thundering there. Tiffany said they just watched what looked like a rotation in the yard right before the warnings went off, and that's very possible. Shannon, thanks for joining us as well. As I'm sitting here, my desk, and this rarely happens, is shaking from the thunder. Now, I'm miles away from the tornado warning, but we still have thunder here, but the desk actually moving, and you can put your hand on it and feel it. as the ground almost shakes from this. Worse weather here in Clarke County, though. That is our main focus here as we watch this afternoon. Again, anywhere from the Evangel Temple south all the way down to Jay's Taxidermy and then due east. Now, as we look at this, we have some storms that are cutting across right here out of Jasper County, this area here. Let's look at where this is going to be heading. It's going to be headed toward the tornado-warned area as well. A 3-9 here is what we've got this ranked at as it makes its way to southern and Shibuda area. Now, as I go back up and look at this, you see the pattern of this, and this is all over this area from a line stretching from Clarko State Park to the Co-op. This is going to be around Quitman High School, those areas, headed toward Archusa. A lot of that. And if you're in the Cooper's Chapel area, seek shelter now. 511, anywhere in that area. Highway 18, seek shelter to your safe place. Again, if you're in a home that has a tree hanging over it, get away from that. Go to the end of the house. We've had so many of those over the last few days. All the rain that we've had, and you take this wind that is rolling in with these storms, it will snap a tree in just a moment. Pam said straight line winds went through Rose Hill, constant roaring. Got our furniture, patio furniture, an umbrella, and the trampoline. That state bird does go to flying every once in a while. You see a bunch of those. Jane, welcome. Good morning to you there. So many of us watching want to be well aware of what our situations are this morning. The line at this point, the leading edge of this, right there at Clarko, all the way down here to this where Jay's Taxidermy, flooding coming across, moving east across Clarke County, and this will make its way toward Butler, Alabama. If you're in Butler, you've got roughly 35, 40 minutes before it reaches you. Now let's get in here a little bit closer, and as we see this, it's going to be at West Butler in 19 minutes. That's what we look at this storm here as it goes across out of Clarke County. Now, that's the latest, freshest update that we have here. If you'll notice here, starting to break up as you come out from the Evangel Temple, lighter and lighter, and right there at Clarkdale, still heavy. As you pass Matches Peaches, the rain picks up intensity, but down here at Clarko is where this storm is. Everything that is west of Enterprise is safe at this point. You have a little bit more rain rolling your way back from Rose Hill. This is still a little nasty cell that is coming out of Jasper County, out of Lake Edens, moving eastward. But this focus right here, this is right here at the river at County Road 600 is what we're looking at on this tornado warning. As we follow this up, 518 back west. As we see all of these offshoots here, there's the Chickasaw Fallen Creek Baptist Church. If you live on County Road 680, seek shelter now. As we got this notice this morning about all of this, of it being capable of producing tornadoes, it's there. Trees down in the city of Stonewall we're getting. Stonewall trees are down. If you're in Stonewall, let us know what's going on in your neighborhood. How bad is it? Deanne says power out in Enterprise. Just got it back on last night. Blink, it's gone again. Now, I had somebody mentioned what was the weather between, what is that, the Laurel and Hattiesburg area there to Brandon. Nothing much going on there. You do have showers, rainstorms moving from back in Louisiana headed this way, but you're a safe shot through there now. It's all east of that area now. Let's turn this off and let's look at what we've got with wind damage that we're showing with this tornado that is coming across now. Let's go to our severe weather and pull up our damaging wind. As you'll see there, where that tornado is, all south of Meridian in this area here. Let's switch now to hail and see if we're getting any hail with this, and we are. We are picking up small amounts of hail in between Stonewall and Quitman. None of the big stuff, but we have gotten a little bit of that popping up there. Back up here at Causeville, it's just steady rain, April. No severe on that area. No warnings. we do have a severe thunderstorm warning, but it's not the intensity that we got just south of you. All right, let's turn the hail back off. And this is a bird's eye view. And let's do it this way so you can see how, as this storm moves. Let's turn this on to play. As you'll see, this is all moving to the east out of the area. And this will be affecting Butler, Alabama. If you're watching there, Thomasville, Silas, Chatham, Alabama, y'all are going to be getting this here in just a little bit. Let's stop that now and go back in and see what we've got here. Updates, making sure we've got the latest. We have roughly 11 minutes remaining on this tornado warning. Let's jump in here where the eye of the storm is. Now, this is still bad here. Some areas that that we're watching. That right there, where you're still under the box, under the gun there at Clarke State Park. But as you'll see, the leading edge of the storm is almost passed over that, over the city limits of Meridian. Still not a Meridian, of Quitman. As we get out to Archusett, the intensity picks back up. Jays, you're pretty much in the clear as it comes across. Storms back behind this, but the warned area here. Still this area around Cooper's Chapel as we get into where the landfill is. Still heavy intensity. Now, right here sits the leading edge of the storm as it comes across. Let's look at this of where that is and what just happened there. I am unsure. Let me pull this back up. Had a little mess up there for a brief second. All right, let's go back to radar. As we there we are. Let's get that out of the way there. With weather, it always seems to be a glitch of some sort that happens, doesn't it? All is fine and dandy as we keep rolling here. A brief interruption there. I apologize about that. Let's go into this, what we were going to look at here before that popped up and happened there. Here's the leading edge of this storm. Let's go in and dive in and look at this tornado warning, where it is. Right there where the roads are. Let's go in. This is going to be 518. As we get this and we move northward up 518, this is going to be County Road 451 is where we're at. This is going to be just east of it, and this is going to cross right in this general area here. This is 518. County Road 430 where that junction's off of that, and this will cross 430 right here where County Road 424, the intersection of 430, 424 are in Clarke County. I know that's a lot of zooming in and out, but I needed to read that road of where that was. Again, 518, 424, 430, the eye of the storm right there as it comes across. Tornado warning still in effect, and this will go out. Let's make sure that nothing has changed on this. 11:15 is what we're doing here, and then also the severe thunderstorm warning will expire at 11:15 also in Clarke County. Now again, still heavy rain at Clarke, but the worst of this has moved east of that. From downtown, we're starting to see that we're getting a break there at the high school, almost over Archusett at this point. It'll be making its way to this area right here, Cooper's, and then all of this area where 511 is out to Manassas under heavy rain. You got more rain on the way as this makes its way toward the Bama state line. Not sure if this will hold together for what the National Weather Service in Mobile will do with this, but once this hits here, Mobile will decide whether or not they throw a warning on that. Jasper County, you are in the clear now. I know there's a lot of people still without power in that area in Jasper County, but the storms have moved out for now. Francine tells us power out on 343 in Stonewall High. That's 514 area. As we look at Valley Road starting to look better in this area. Still moderate rain there, as I had a question about that. Causeyville is going to be heavy rain under a severe thunderstorm warning. A lot worse. It's not as bad as it could be. It's due south of there in Clarke County now, the worst of that. As you look at Lauderdale County, just as a glance, we're not going to take our eye off this tornado at all. from DeKalb South, Highway 39, picking up there in Porterville, all the way through Lauderdale, through downtown Meridian, through Marion. We've got steady, what we would call very heavy, moderate rain. We'll call it that. And then when we get to southern Lauderdale County, that eastern portion downward is where it gets worse and worse. The leading edge of this tornado warning nearly to the Bama state line. Now, as we go a little bit south of here, again, we're still keeping our eye on this severe tornado warning. We have storms that are now in Wayne County. As we turn this on, this is going to be heading right over Waynesboro here in the next few moments. Here sits downtown Waynesboro. It's Wayne Academy sitting here. This second storm will be moving right across there toward Highway 45, and that Millery, Chatham, Alabama area will get this. Now, these storms that are moving here, Gilberttown, Alabama, to Toxie, up to right there at Butler, or at the courthouse. It's going to be bad there for quite a while. As we update on that, let's look at what our storm is doing here. Again, as you can tell, the storm has passed Clarke now, way over this. These areas due east now of where the church sits here at Cooper's Chapel on 511. That's clear. All of our areas in Carmichael, our areas right here at Manassas. Heads up, be at your safe place, as well as out here at Shady Grove Church. If you're already at church, I highly suggest holding off service. If somebody got a notification, I know you can't watch during a church service, but this would be a great time if you're in this area in Clarke County to call somebody. Let them know. If you didn't make it to church, they're at church, let them know what's going on. Anywhere east of the city limits of Quitman, they need to go to the shelter there in the churches. I know it interrupts the service, but got to be safe as we look at this. Let's go back and look at the eye of this. Now, what we have right here, the tornado warning is just due south of Energy there at the church. Doesn't mean that it's not going to be bad there, and that's so close. If I was in church and this right here in Energy, I would seek shelter as well. That's an imaginary line. It can go a couple miles either way. Here's the eye of this. Doesn't mean that something can't spawn off from this as it comes across. So we want that area right there safe as well. The heaviest part of this rain is going to be just due south of here, just due south of 18 is what we've got. Let's look at our roads of where we are. If you are at Hopewell Church, you need to seek shelter now. Over to the Hopewell School area. Anywhere south of Hopewell here, we need to be in our safe zone now. This is going to be County Road 416. Do you live there? 416? Be in your safe spot. And as always, if you do not have a tornado shelter, one of the best investments that you can make, talk to the precast group here in Meridian. They've got them. They can deliver them for you. Peace of mind to be able to go to a place that cannot be rocked or shaken. They'll show you the different models and how what you can do with that. Well worth the investment in that. Now, as we well know, normally we don't have this kind of weather in this month. It's usually past, and we get another round of this in November. We've got more of this. Today is a level 3. We could have more. Taylor telling us Jasper County needs to stay off the roads. A lot of trees are blocking highways. All right, we have a tree down on the ramp to I-59 at mile marker 126 at Rose Hill. Again, a tree down, I-59 at mile marker 126, Rose Hill, Pachuta exit. You're not going to be able to get off. Our deputies are going to be big time busy in that area, cleaning up, getting fire departments out, reporting back to where things are. Let me glance over and see if I've got any other reports. Yeah, and that's the same as what we had on that. Flood warning, Walnut Grove, that's going to be Leake County. Trees down on County Road 1824. County Road 1824 in Jasper County, right at Rose Hill. We got trees down, so you can't travel that road either. Let's see, Quitman trees are down. County Road 110 in Quitman, and this is where we had the wreck the other day, and that's where we were talking about over by Clarke. Trees are down in there. It looks like they've been on track of the wind velocity that spawned the tornado warning. And that was right there. And if you'll look at what we're saying, here's the head of it now. So all of this area that it come through here, we could have some form of damage. Definitely damage there at Clarko. Again, anywhere east of Clarko down to Jay's Taxidermy to the state line in Clarke County, seek shelter. Now, we've got 1 minute remaining on this. We're going to watch this. We're going to refresh here in a second, see what the National Weather Service does, and then we'll start contacting emergency officials in Clarke County and see what they have. Let me see if I can get a hold to Chief Deputy there and see what he can tell me otherwise that I don't know about. We'll see what Barry tells us from Clarke County to get us update on that. I'm just checking messages and making sure what we've got here. Nothing new from the National Weather Service on that end. All right, the clock says 11:15. We'll give this about 30 to 40 seconds. Sometimes it takes just a minute for that to go out. Casey tells us power out on County Road 670 there in Clarke County. Enterprise, all clear at this point, Pamela. Trees across 513 between Enterprise and Rose Hill. So if you've got to travel at 513 there, stay home for a little while. It's gonna take some time for these volunteer fire departments to get out. All right, as everything updates, that tornado warning has expired. As we still look at this, we've got tremendous amount of rain and still wind. This is headed toward Alabama here. We got the hail in going there. So far, they have not threw in a tornado warning. They still have this at a thunderstorm warning that will last until 11:45, Gilberttown, Toxie, all the way up to Butler. That's what we're watching there. Now, Wayne County, let's see what you've got going on here. Until 11:30, a severe thunderstorm warning. And this is weak. They have not canceled it. The Shibuda area, the southern Clarke County. As you can tell, there's not much difference in between the two, between here and there. They just haven't let go of this yet. It's still rain intensity. Take it serious, but better. It is nothing like what went through here around Clarko. All right, let me see what else we're getting here from. That was the last report of that we had there at the on-ramp. We'll be getting more information from Clarke County, hopefully, here in a moment. And as always, we do urge, if you know of something, you've had something happen, let us know on your end here. Stonewall, all clear in that area. I'm getting asked about that, as you'll see Stonewall right here. Just light rain all around it. It's moved east of there. Clarko State Park looks good. Right at the state line is what we're still watching here. Heavy in Clarke County with the storms that have gone through. Now, the rotation that was coming from this has calmed down to where the National Weather Service felt comfortable enough to drop that tornado warning. As we look at this, the intensity of this visibility 3 miles from this point right here. Heavy rain there. The Shiloh area is still getting a lot of rain there. County Road 660 is where this is sitting. Carmichael, moderate rain. And again, you have to get down to this way southern point down here to pick up the severe thunderstorm warning that has happened. They just moved that line. You can basically say that line here is County Road 510 north. We're just barely outside of the city limits of there. I believe it's Herd Cemetery. And we'll put this at the junction. County Road 253 is where that is, just north of Shibuda. Not a large area, but enough to still be a severe thunderstorm warning that will last until 11:45. So 30 minutes remaining on that. The threat is not near what it was. As you'll see here on the west side of this area, the warned area already breaking up. almost over Shibuya at this point. Let's go back up and look at the rest of everything that's going on. Let's turn off these where we can see a bigger, broader picture of what is happening. As you'll see, we've got more storms in this general area also. Now, this area down here, if you've got, I want to point this out, Fort Walton Beach, I know there's a lot of people that are on vacation. You've got friends and family there. We got a tornado warning here that is moving toward Fort Walton Beach. Here's Navarre Beach. Let's see what our lines are on this. It's going to be affecting here. Harris, Wright area. And if you'll see here, there's a lot of winds with this tornado warning that is headed there. And it's going to go across Florida, 87. Here's Middleton, Florida. They do have 58, and they've got another one there followed behind it at 58. So if you got friends and family in Fort Walton Beach, Miramar Beach, these areas here, Santa Rosa, be very careful this morning because this could get extended to these areas as well, but definitely headed toward Fort Walton Beach before it's all said and done. Tornado warning there on the beach this morning. They had one of those Friday night also in this general area along here. Didn't hurt anyone, nothing got damaged, but they did have a tornado warning there also. A lot of winds with this down there. Yeah, that's moving at 70. So we got several things that are going on. Just be cautious if you're there vacationing and watching us this morning. Let's go back in here. Clarke County has been canceled now. This is not this intensity here in Wayne County has gone down. They've got this going until 11:30, so 10 minutes remaining on that. The huge threat of this has already moved east of Wayne County and starting to dwindle down. The next folks that really still need to pay attention to all this is going to be Butler, Alabama, Toxie, Gilberttown. And again, the storm is not what it was while it was in Clarke County. It has calmed down. We see that Lisbon, Alabama is going to catch the brunt of what's left of this ferocious thing as it comes out of Clarke County. A lot of rain there also. We go back up here to Lauderdale. Let's look at what's going on here. As you're getting out, and every bit of this area, let's call this from Scott County, Louisville, all the way east to the state line, Knoxville County, to south through Wayne County, Jasper County, all of these areas as we get into Jones and Covington. We need, if you leave home today, cautious. We've got probably limbs down, trees down in areas that you're not going to know until you get up on it. Slamming on brakes with this wet weather causes wrecks, and we don't need any more. I expect this I-20 as this comes across, this is just, this area here where they're doing this work is horrible. So if you've got to be in that area today, P's and Q's as you drive through there. During the week's time, I'm hesitant to even say how many we have that happen there. Somebody Adam wanted to know what's going on in Scott County. Everything looks good in Scott. Here's Scott County here, still under severe thunderstorm watch until 12 o'clock today. But boy, doesn't it look better. Now, you're going to be affected by what's coming into Vicksburg later. Hopefully it'll calm down. We'll let you know what becomes of that. Let's go back up and check power, and then we're going to come back down and check these areas here of what's going on with them. Let's see. Close that. Outages here as we update here from EMEPA. We're showing that we're now at a new high of 3,400. Let's look at where our areas are. Clarke County has taken a beating, and this is all this area here where that tornado warning came through a while ago. We're going to put this out right out there at County Road 110 and Highway 45 as it come across. Trees down reported in that area, and that's what's causing all of this. That's a lot of people without power. 400 over here by Pachuta, another nearly 500 east of Stonewall, and then you get into some serious numbers. We'll put that at, 1,100 people in that area. As we go northward and we follow this up north of Collinsville, we got about 100 folks in Lauderdale County without power here. Let's see where this road is here. Here's Collinsville. Townsend Bird Donor Road. And Bird Donor Road. This is going to be directly behind West Lauderdale. Right about here sits the county barn where those dumpsters are. And this is Bird Donor Road that runs into all of this area here without power. About 100 people in that area, and that's what we got for Lauderdale County right now. And then we get up here into the Louisville area, Winston County, roughly a little close to 1,300 people without power in that area. So that's a bunch of folks there. Still no power, Dawson said, in that County Road 110 area. Jan, thanks for the Happy Father's Day there. Pretty rough in Needham, Alabama. Johnny Busby said his brother let him know that. Yvonne, how are you this morning? Choctaw County, watching from Choctaw, Helen. Thank you there. Power out on River Road in Enterprise. Hey, Dixie, how are you this morning? Watching. It's good to see you. Adam Wilkerson joins us there also. Brenda, Mamie Lunsford, how are you today? Thanks for the Happy Father's Day wish there. Things are better. Let's look at Mississippi Power, what Mississippi Power is telling us. Let's pull this up where y'all can see this as well. This is Mississippi Power. They have a outage there in Enterprise as well. As you'll see there, 500 people in the Enterprise area that have Mississippi Power is an outage there. Right around Quitman, as we go down to here, you'll see that we got about 9 people there without power. And then as we go south of there, just one outage there, that north of DeSoto. Now, as we get into Lauderdale County, not much happening there. But in Lauderdale, Mississippi, and I know there's a few of y'all in Lauderdale, about 264 without power in Lauderdale on Mississippi Power. As we go here to take a look at what's still going on, back over here, Southern Pine, Central Electric is where this is. Carthage area, a lot of people there, 300 north of there. Kosciuszko, around 250 people. Choctaw, just north of Choctaw, Mississippi, in between there and Noxapater, we'll call it 100. Forest, Scott County, we got about 100 without power there. Conahatta area, a few sprinkled there as well. As well, that's not really of any concern. I wanted to look at this while we're talking weather, that's prediction of what weather is going to be coming over the next little bit. Let's look at Jackson, Mississippi, what they've told us about the weather today. Let's pull this back up. No updates at this point. Now, this is going to stretch from now until late tonight, and this is a level 3. As we see there, storms likely, damaging winds of 70 miles an hour, tennis ball size hail, and tornadoes. We had our first one of the day there. This is not going to change. We've got more coming Monday. We got more coming Tuesday, and dangerous heat to boot on all of this. And we've got rain chances every day this week with the rain. So it's not going to be changed, and it's just a weather situation of what we got for the next few days. Not going to be able to mow grass hardly at all, are we? Let's see here. Big thank you, Christy said, to the linemen that are out there working, trying to get to these areas, and they are dispatching at this point. Let me see if we've gotten nothing from Clarke County yet on updates. Clarke County, the last I got there, thunderstorm wind damage near DeSoto. Trees down on county. That's the same area that we mentioned a while ago, right there, County Road 110, where we had the accident this week. Y'all remember that? I think Clarke County Hot Topics even mentioned that, hey, if somebody mow the grass, we might not have many accidents. It's something to be concerned about when you come to an intersection and grass is high, you can't see. It will cause accidents. Let's pull radar back up where you can see what's happening here. This is the scene here. All clear except heavy, heavy rain, eastern Lauderdale, eastern Kemper County, extreme eastern Clarke County, heavy rain. We still have this until 11:45, a few minutes remaining on this for Wayne County. We have severe thunderstorm warnings. Butler, heavy, heavy rains approaching Butler. It's not the intensity of a tornado at this point, which is great as we look at this as it comes around. This is down to a 2.7 out of a 1 through 10 scale of severity of where this is now. Things are looking better. This will be moving out of the Butler area toward Thomasville, Alabama, and then on toward Yellow Bluff and Camden, Alabama, and those areas. We'll watch all of this weather front, this coming into the Delta area. Let's look at the whole enchilada. We'll have pop-up storms throughout the day, but that's an overall look of what we've got at this point. As always, we'll be back when weather becomes a threat and go live to walk you through with it. Again, a happy Father's Day to everybody, and God bless each and every one of you for being a part of this and supporting us day in, day out. We cannot do it without y'all. Thank you so much. And again, we'll be here throughout the day to monitor this weather and come back when the situation arises. We'll see you soon. And thanks from everybody here at the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: